Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is none other than the one and only Thunderhand 64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Sunday, it is considerably past 4:33 Pacific Standard Time, and Kachi is off over visiting his friend Tezzy. And so Tezivu. So he'll be over Tez's house for a few more hours, so he won't be available to stream Kachi time. So I figure I'll just stream some Generations instead, and we're going to stream some Baby Zombie Rush today, which is going to be a challenge. We're operating through a very low cognition day today. Whew. So we're going to see what we can accomplish today. I'd like to start things off by welcoming in friend, a moderator, and fellow buffoon, Princess Nebula. You can see Nebz's auto shout out right up around there somewhere. And please, whenever she streams next, please go check her out. Incredible builder. An inspiration, a Minecraft inspiration, definitely. Let's switch the scene over before I'm told to do so. Like a competent streamer. Coming soon, Thunder, it's coming soon. Okay. There's no pressure at all. Hey there. All right. What to do. We're working on dead end number 20 now. Let's back things up a little bit. We have 27 dead ends. They have 3 different types. They have a beneficial type of dead end feature. Player presses a button, takes a chance. A button isn't marked in any kind of way. They have no idea what's going to happen, but something beneficial will happen. Maybe arrows will shoot out with healing abilities on them, which are great for us, not so great for the baby zombies, right? Maybe it'll teleport you to a different part of the map. Could be kind of good, get you out of a jam, right? Or the beacons, where you press the button and then panels open up in the walls, 3 beacons activate and give you all kinds of cool powers, but for a short amount of time, right? So beneficial. Then you have things that are kind of neutral or chaotic neutral. They could go either way. We do have the entrance system right over there. Secret tunnel drops you down into a tunnel that runs beneath the maze and then catapults you and emerges you out to a different part of the maze. Kind of like a little bit more dramatic of a teleport. Could be beneficial, could be detrimental. The baby zombies follow you down into the tunnel, maybe. The tunnel's all black concrete down there, so it's difficult to navigate. Could go either way, right? Baby zombie spawner, we have a couple of these. We have one at the entrance to start the game off. That's kind of neutral, right? I mean, you get released into the maze ahead of them. They follow in after you. Could go either way, right? Suspicious Stu's secret tunnel, which is actually not this one. This is the tunnel that brings you down below the maze and all of that. This tunnel just opens up a gap in the wall and allows you into the next section. That's what this one does. Aqua Parkour floods part of the dead end tunnel. Gives you a parkour option where you can parkour above the water so it doesn't slow you down. The baby zombies have to wade through the water. It's slowing them down, right? Could be beneficial, could be detrimental if you can't not parkour very well, like yours truly. You're just going to fall in the water. Maybe they get you, right? Lightning strike pretty much says what it means. Calls down several lightning strikes along that area. Could hit baby zombies, but could also hit you too. Could hit neither of you, right? And that's it for the kind of chaotic neutral ones. And then there are the detrimental ones. Arrow dispensing, arrows of harm, hurt you, help the baby zombies. Not good, right? Baby zombie dispenser. We have a few of these throughout the maze. They just open up a panel in the wall and baby zombies come pouring out. We have another one here. Another one here, and this is the most terrifying one. Tiny baby zombies come out of a honeycomb pattern in the wall. It's just, it's terrifying. It's both hilarious and terrifying at the same time. Just my kind of thing. TNT drop trap drops, the floor opens up, you fall in a pit. TNT, boom, you're done. Lava trap, very similar, except you're burnt to a crisp. Ravager, spawns of Ravager right at you, and then you have to try to run from it. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. Oh, I know, I'm waiting for a specific date, then I'm coming back. I think I even have a schedule figured out, but we could talk about that later. Oh, cool. And we will after the stream. We're going to hook up on Discord for a little bit, get caught up. Your game is terrifying, but hilarious too. I don't know if it's me or Twitch or is it you that keeps buffering? Might be me. But so far the 1, 2, 3, 4 screens that I have running are looking pretty good. They seem to be keeping up with me, but then I'm all on the same connection. About 2 weeks ago, we had a little bit of trouble. Probably me, maybe. But about a little over a week ago, maybe, during a Baby Zombie Rush stream, during a Sunday, actually, the whole second half of the stream was Lag City. Yeah, so gonna have to keep an eye on that. But now, so we have 9 of each kind here. These signs that are in the red are incomplete. And so we've decided, I think we're working on 20 right now. And since we have 27, we have 3 groups of 9. We have 3 types. So we're thinking 9 of each type, right? So right now I'm trying to work on another beneficial kind of dead end feature. Right now it's okay. A couple of minutes ago, I had the buffering circle thing and then I had to refresh. Could be me just saying, okay, well, let's both of us keep an eye on it though. Are you on mobile device? Are you on a phone, tablet? Nibs? If you don't mind me asking. No, I'm on my computer. Oh, Wi-Fi, yeah. A little over a year ago, we installed the Wi-Fi mesh system here at the Thunderhand household, and I gotta say, I can't complain. It's pretty good. I think I could use one more node at the east end of the house on the north half, but that's about it. So we do have a dead end system here. And we're trying to figure out some sort of beneficial thing that we could have here. One of the things that we were thinking of is maybe have the snow golems come out. Would be kind of cool. That might be kind of cool. And I'm wondering, I wanted some kind of very silly way for them to emerge. Some sort of silly way for them to emerge, just for testing purposes. I was just having a panel here in the wall open up, spawn some golems, and then have them The moment the golems see the baby zombies, they pretty much hop right out of there themselves. So there's no trampoline. That's what I was looking at. Nebs, you read my mind. When I was over here and I'm kind of on top of the wall looking, I'm thinking maybe have some sort of ejector port that opens up here. Maybe another one here, but definitely one that opens up here and pops the golems out where they catapult up and then down to right about here. And so we'll just have them boom, 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 and we'll have them just dispense golems, right? I'm thinking snow golems because they look kind of silly. The baby zombies get distracted and attack the golems, so it gives the player a chance to get away. The golems chuck the snowballs. It just looks funny. It's pretty effective, but it's not overpowered. I don't think. Baby zombies could still, if they're aggroed on the player, could still ignore the snow golems. So I think one of the things I should try to do is let's do a drop test. And let's see how well the snow golems can take fall damage, survive fall damage. Let's do something like that first. We in sync with each other. Maybe we should start singing "It's Gonna Be Me" by NSYNC. I'd have to learn it first, Nebs. But I'm not opposed to it. Let's put a snow golem in here. I think that's probably about as high as they're gonna go. Let's try this out. I mean, we could always Google it too and see what kind of fall damage they take, right? So we can do this. No, that's hands. That's not how it's done. With the place. Okay, it's done like that. I don't think he took any damage at all. I think it's good. And so again, I'm thinking having something here, some sort of catapult system. Experiments are better. Yeah. That's what this whole stream's about, right? So I'm thinking something right about here. Now then, how to go about doing this? There's a couple of things we need to try. Before we install it. That means going out to here. Because my brain doesn't remember. The maze is going to have a roof, correct? Because if not, snow golems take rain damage. Ah, nice point. Yeah. So far we have this shield up here that we're probably going to decorate in a very symmetrical fashion, so you can't really use it to guide yourself around, although I don't think players are going to be looking up anytime soon. They're not going to have time for that. But yeah, that's a good point, Nebs. That's a good point. Thank you. They do take rain damage. Weather. Weather, Nebs. I'm thinking about it. Now, we already have a weather event. We have a lightning strike that we can call. Now, what kind of weather harms baby zombies? The sun does. We could have a button that temporarily pulls this away. I don't know if we could do that with an entire command block, though. That would be difficult. Because that's a lot of blocks to remove. But then again, depending on where they are, we don't have to remove all of the blocks. We could have a section. We could have a section that just removes the blocks over whatever dead end area we happen to be in. What if you only do it over the corridor? Yeah. See? Great minds. So I'm thinking like it would remove the blocks here temporarily, right? Right along here. It would be on a timer, and then it would respawn the blocks up there. Now, this I still intend to go with the snow golem kind of thing, but we still have several dead ends that we need to plan out. And you know what would be cool is to have it in a corridor like this that happens to be an extremely long one. This doesn't...
Why should I care? Why should I care?
Welcome on in, Lone Star. You all should be able to see the auto shout out up there for the mighty, the one and only Constable Star has arrived on the scene. Please go check him out when he was streaming, when he's streaming next. What were you streaming? I saw you streaming something a little bit today. Was it a zombie game of some sort? So we are thinking of putting in a snow golem catapult, a launcher right here. And what I'm thinking of is having a dispenser. This is what's going through my head for this. Dispenser, dispense the snow golem egg. And then we have pistons with slime blocks on them. Catapult them up and over. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking here. You need a Minecraft warden suit so you can be a warden alone. What is a prison base without a warden? Last night I played Apex with Cheska for a bit, then changed to Detroit. God, that was last night. The nights and days are running together. It's not good for me. So Kachi's school starts on Tuesday. And Kachi and I are trying to wring out every last moment of peace we can for the next few days. Because it's going to be all over soon. Back to the grind. Then me, I'm starting to brush off my calculus here because Kachi's going to be a sophomore this year, but junior year will be pre-calc, and then senior year will be AP Calculus and AP Physics in the same year, which is going to be soul crushing. So I need to be able to at least help him with the AP Calculus, which I'm pretty good at AP Calculus. It's mostly derivatives and limits, derivatives, antiderivatives, some integration stuff. It's not too bad. I did get to teach that, although not as often as I would have liked. But I did get to teach a course on that. So not the AP, but just a introduction to calculus course. So I can still bring some of that back, I think. All right, let's do a couple of things. Let's install a few of these things just for testing purposes. Good. Please. Please. That's what I'm trying to do. And let's do another one. And let's do this. Huh. I was thinking that the scroll would give me. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. So it's snow underscore golem. All right. Good. There we go. Now, when we're testing this afterwards, we can just clean up, and let's make certain that it works. And it didn't. Okay, let's see what's going on. Huh. E entity type Minecraft. Minecraft. It looks good to me. It should work unless the... Oh, was it a delayed reaction or did it just despawn? Huh. Okay, is the tag wrong? All right, do I have a spelling mistake? Block syntax. I mean, it should be the same as the zombies, except... Yeah, that's exactly what I have. Let's see what's happening. Kill command. We don't need / since it's a command block. Kill, we've got @E, yes. Type equals Minecraft. Type equals... Oh, we have the tag on Minecraft, the hashtag. But, I mean, it works for the baby zombie. It should work for this. Should be colon snow underscore golem close parenthesis. I mean, we do have our dude right there. Okay, I guess it didn't like the pound, but the pound and the zombies plural seems to work here for... Oh my god. Please. Minecraft, please. Consistency with the code. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, people? I mean, you should just be able to copy this and swap out zombies for snow golem, and you should be good, right? I feel a flying villager rant coming on. Where's villager when you need him? Okay, so we have that for experimental purposes. Now, what I was going to do is have the dispenser just dispense the eggs, and then have the eggs catapult out, and when they land, they produce snow golems. But that doesn't look as funny, I don't think, as snow golems flying through the air in a parabolic arc. So I'm thinking we do it the other way around. Which is going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging because it's going to be difficult to get the piston to fire in this direction with only this amount of space to work in. And I'll show you why. Because we are going to need some horizontal placement. And so see, it doesn't even have room to extend. Launching it upward isn't a problem. But at some point we have to kick it outward so it lands there. We could have them come over the wall this way, but I feel that's not as funny looking as standing here. And much like the anvil launcher, have them come flying out toward you this way. That, I think, is funnier. One of the other things we can do is we can see if we have enough power to launch them from here and have them clear this and land over into there. Funnier, they do fly through the air a little bit further. So this would be a matter of, and we have to time these just right. I think something facing up. Maybe something that's going to kick out like that. Have a dispenser. It dispenses the snow golem here, and then boom, gets launched upward and then over. This has to be forward a little bit. And it definitely has to be downward. Like that. And it needs to be... Now, how much redstone space do we have here? Let's get some substrate here. Not smooth. Smooth, please. I know how to type smooth. Just let me do it, please. Let's build out into this direction, I think. That's the best way to go with the redstone. We'll be able to stay away from this stuff. So we do something like this. And then we need an inverter. An inverter. Like that. Okay, so, and then we're going to need a dispenser. A dispenser. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen right here. Dispenser like this. Now I'm wondering, okay, that's actually a good thing. It doesn't dispense the egg, and then the egg lands on this, turns into a golem. It just produces the golem instantly. That is much better. That is a much better outcome. Good. Okay. Now, I may lower this by a block because I want it to dispense the golem, and I need the golem to drop in the air for just a moment so this can be launched upward. So maybe we can have its state now in the retracted state like this. So we get that kind of effect. Good. You need to use a diorite button. I'm on it. I was going to go with the netherite button myself. Just out of a flex. Welcome on in, villager. You should all see Flying Villager's auto shout out up there. Please go check him out when he's streaming next. Let's go execute our friend here. Bye-bye. 2 entities, huh? Wow. Okay, so now I think we're going to need some observer action. We're going to need 2 things to happen. We're going to need this to fire first, but we're going to need it to fire from an observer. By the way, villager, I don't know if you got to see the tiny trypophobia baby zombie spawner that you helped inspire. I don't know if you got to see that function. But it is fully operational. I should maybe put a schedule out or something. Let's see, let's do... You know, I'm tempted to think right now just... Yeah, and I can tell that we're going to need to have a the repeater system here. We're going to need that. There we go. Now we're going to need a repeater. It wasn't finished, and I've been very MIA for the last week or so. Out in the creek, huh? In the creek. Yeah, I've seen the posts. Maybe when I come back from halftime from the ads, I'll run it and I'll let you see what it looks like. It's hilarious looking, by the way. I think it checks all of the boxes that we intended to check. Oh, sweet. So I'm thinking something like this, right? And then when we trip that off, it'll do that. Okay, that's cool. And then we're going to need the same kind of action happening over here. So the idea is the snow golem is produced here. It drops down, it's catapulted up, and then it gets a slight hit over this way. Hopefully it clears the wall. I think it will. And then hopefully it'll land over here. If not, we may have to move it forward, but I'm kind of skeptical. What I would like is for it to all fit right in here. Yeah, it's one of my favorite streamers, if it isn't JMO the Schmo. You can see JMO's auto shout out up there. Howdy, neighbor. How's it going? We're just launching snow golems through the air at the moment, so that's the plan anyway. How are things, my friend? Excellent, thanks. I hope things are going well with you as well. Kachi's school is going to start up on Tuesday, so we're going to be back in the grind. The commute from heck. It's my favorite pastime. Well, sir, you've come to the right place. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to clear this wall with it. I know I can clear that wall with anvils, depending on how I get the angle and the timing. All right, let's do this. Let's do a copper bulb, because I think I'm gonna need some T flip-flop and pulse limiting action. Clong. Okay, we're good. All right, so we have him spawn. Bye-bye. Does the Twitch schedule in the settings actually work? I'm not sure, because I don't really use it. Just my luck. I just fixed mine and it says there's nothing scheduled. Huh. I mean, I set mine, but honestly, I did a set and forget, you know, so. Let me see, comparator. That's one of these funky looking things. Let's. Today on Spamming Redstone. Okay, cool. So the idea, for those of you just joining us, the player, the contestant, comes down to the dead end here, pursued by baby zombies, takes a chance, presses the button, proceeds on their way, and then snow golems will come flying through the air and hopefully land in the alley here to lay down some suppressive fire to distract the baby zombies so the player can escape. That's what we're going for. A little bit ambitious, maybe. But hey, we've done greater things. Oh, it's there. Never mind. Okay, cool. All right, so if I do this right now, that's a pretty big if. Let me see. This observer looks at, please. That observer, that one looks at that one. This one looks at this one, and then this one looks at this one. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm liking that. Hey, dude. Now, there are timing things that happen here. For example, if I lower this and let the snow golem fall for a spell, I think it'll launch him further up. But we do want this to fire first, and then we want quite a delay on this one before that one fires. So we can do a similar thing right here. And actually, can I get away with that? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. We can put a repeater right on there. And we may put a couple of these on here to delay as a tick delay, right? And that way we can tweak the timing, right? Maybe. Maybe we can tweak the timing. I was also thinking I could bring this straight across here too, right? I mean, I don't have to go quite that far out with it. I could, this sees this sees that sees that. The problem though is, oh yeah, okay, that's what the problem is. This needs to look at that. So I did have it right. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. And it seems like it's a little more streamlined if I just, I mean, it's not really. Let me see. That's looking at that. That's looking at that. And again, you know, we could also set a delay down here, but this actually, I don't want this one delayed. I think I'm good there. Now, I could have this observer looking at that one, but see, here's the deal. I do need that kind of an output. So this has to see at least one of these down here. Let me see. This is seeing that. This sees that. This sees this. And this sees that. Okay, what do we got? Here looking, mate. Waylander Tone. Welcome on in, Tone. Honorary Buffoon. Auto shout out right up there. Please go check him out when he's streaming next. Resident Evil 2. Okay, so we have a considerable delay. So what we want is Snow Golem pushed up, and then this pushes out. I think he might slam into that wall. We'll see. We may have to raise that up a little bit, which won't be a deal. Won't be that big of a deal. If you can see, we shouldn't be able to see it over the wall. But you do got to test these things, right? I think we're good. because you don't want to have redstone bits showing. I don't think we can see it. Not even from afar. Yeah. So if I did have to put that a block higher, and I think we're good. One of the other things we can do is I think I can move it a block closer, but we'll see. All right, that should work. Okay, it looks like it's firing a little too soon. The other thing is we can increase the elevation a little bit too, right? Let us delay this by about that much, and then it's just trial and error. Okay, so he made it up over this wall, but that is not going to be nearly enough. Another thing, you know what? Another thing is we know this technology with the slime blocks. The technology we haven't done yet is the wind charges. I haven't launched mobs with wind charges yet. I've launched myself with wind charges. Huh, that is something to think about. But let's raise this up by a block. We could do something like that. Something like this. Okay, so what's happening there? Is it too late? I'm tempted to think that it's too late. But I don't know, the result would seem to say too early. But I don't know, that feels like it's too late. It is higher up, so that's not going to work. All right, he made it up and over, but still, he didn't go flying up it quite as much as we would have liked. All right, let's clean up our mess. And you know what? Let's just, well, I don't know if I'm going to wind up building it there or not. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I use a wind charge here for the horizontal push, I now have the room, so I don't have to do this. Oh, I like that. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. We'll test it here, then we'll move it over to there. Oh, the timing is going to have to be so precise. Maybe we lower this down by a block. That way we can help the timing. The other thing is we could stack these on top of each other too. We could do that. Something like this. We could also move it out closer too. Please. You've got snow all over my precious redstone. Please. Okay. Yeah, we could also move that forward a block, would also affect the timing, right? We could affect the timing that way too. So it looks like it's a little too late. Let's have another look. Yeah, it looks like it's a little too late. So there are two things we could do for that. We could move it forward, and then we could also move it down. I do have to be careful, though, because I think this dispenser will trigger that dispenser. So that could happen. No, that's not what I want. I do want that. Okay. Let's do some of this. Ah, I just undid my work. Now the thing is, sure, this is hitting the wall right here, but he's also coming up at the same time. It might be enough. Looks like it's too soon, right? What happened there? Excuse me, dispenser. Am I doing something stupid? I'm not getting some weird quasi-connectivity thing here, am I? I mean, I don't think so. It did work before, and then suddenly it doesn't work now. That's strange. Why you not dispense egg? Why? Is it doing something like, the idea is it randomly picks one of these slots? Is it not picking the right slot? What the heck? It randomly picks an item. Okay, well, yeah. So I grabbed all of the items in here. Why is it not making snow golems? I am doing something very dumb here. Okay. So it's soft powering the block, but that's all right. It should be enough. Okay. I guess now it's doing it. Dear Jeb. Dear Jeb. Bud power. Yeah, but it... And now it's not. Wow, man. I do not get it. I mean... If you want to be that way about it... Are you happy now? Okay. The dispenser above. Yeah. So it's, you think it's powering this gap and then this is powering that and shutting it off? Even though this fires after that one does? Wow, man. I mean, as far as the sequence is concerned, it makes sense. I mean, it did stop functioning the moment I moved that. So... Ha ha. Okay. But now we've got a pretty interesting timing issue, right? I mean... Oh, hey. Ooh, it didn't like that. Huh. You know, Villager, I don't know if that's actually it. I mean, it could be, but... Put a trapdoor on top of the bottom dispenser. Why not? Anyways, we're not going to wind up using this quite like this anyway, so I think we're good. That is really weird. That is really, really weird. That is really weird. It's like sometimes initially it works and then sometimes it doesn't. That is completely strange. That's what I was thinking, but that's usually like with a redstone block. But you think it might be with... Huh. That is very strange. Anyways, there's no sense in continuing over here because I think with the wind dispenser now, we can set things up here. And now the wind burst just has to be able to clear it over that wall. So the dispenser is powering the air block under it. Yeah. And once the bottom dispenser is powered by that powered air block, it doesn't update and turn back off. So you think if I waited long enough for the bottom dispenser to turn back off, then it would probably work, right? Doesn't matter. I mean, we're not going to use that configuration, but quasi-connectivity strikes again. So today on Baby Zombie Rush, we learn yet another thing you can't do with redstone. You have to update the bottom dispenser somehow. Yeah. So that's what you were trying to do with the trapdoor, right? Yeah. Okay, Minecraft. Okay. If you put a piston on it, that should update it. Yeah. Yeah, like if you just randomly stuck a piston on the side there, right? Yeah. Because we put the glass block in there, I was thinking to insulate it and cut off the quasi-connectivity, but that would be way too easy. Piston moving causes a block update. I thought the trapdoors do too. The trapdoors usually do, though, in those kinds of redstone devices, right? Yeah, I mean, I see what you were trying to do there. So I'm thinking something like this. But this is going to be an even bigger problem. Okay, no. This is good. This is good. We can dispense the... Okay, these are wind charges. So the wind charges can go here, right? And then the egg dispensers can go on the sides, like... Please, hands. Like this. In fact, these could probably even go down by one more, right? Like that. Not quite like that. Maybe it's because the trapdoor updates the same in the same tick it's turned off, where a piston takes an extra tick. Yeah, because a piston takes 2 ticks, right? No, because a piston can fire in 1 tick, but it has to extend and then retract. So that's a 2-tick process. If you're going to go with the full cycle, right? Yeah. So I'm wondering if this is going to be good enough for this. Dispensers right here. This fires, launches them up. But see, the problem with this is this usually needs to be, they usually need to drop down onto the slime blocks at exactly the right moment as the piston with the slime block is coming up. So instead of being like the snow golem and then the piston here, instead of this appearing right here and then pow, it gets pushed up, it's more like this kind of a thing where it appears here, drops, and then this comes up to hit it in the air. That really sends it up. But I think that requires that I have more space here than I do. Now, we've experimented with having the button activate something down below and then something happens. But the other thing is now from below, spanning the air gap and having something happen above. That shouldn't be as bad, actually, because if well, no, same type of deal. Same type of deal. Okay, like we could have a piston. We could have a piston down below here. With a block, and we'll put a substrate block on there for right now, smooth stone, just so we can see what we're doing. Then we'll replace it so it with the polished black stone so it blends in, right? But for now, let's keep everything open. We'll fill it all in after. Like this. So we could have something come over here, fire this. And then from here, you can have an observer read that. Wow, this is going to be cramped. You can have an observer read that. We may not have the dual system. One might do it. But the observer will see that and it'll fire a signal. If I'm not going to have this over here, maybe the firing mechanism can all fit right in here, right? Because we have quite a bit of room to work with here, actually. At least in this axis we do. And actually, you know what's good about this? Yeah, you know what's good about this? Is we don't need to span the air gap because it's on the edge. See what I mean, Jelly Bean? Just like that. So I have this kind of thing happening. Oh, Bubba. There it is. So I could bring it up through here, really, right? And then I can bring it over. So I can do that here. If that's the case, it would probably be better to have this one on this side. Please. Hands, please. And then this one would be over here. We'll leave those other two in place for right now. Your slime is stuck to the walls. Yep, it is, isn't it? Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's not going to work there, huh? Because, you know, and I can't pull, like, glazed blocks there because... because you'll see those. So we do wind charges down here. Thank you, villager. So this fires first, this second, and immediately third. Now, the good thing about this is I don't think we need T flip-flops and stuff for this. I don't think that we do. Now, how are we going to shoehorn all this stuff in here? Well, I don't think we have to worry about the quasi-connectivity problems before set up like this. This might, maybe, I don't think so. This, I think, is okay. So this will dispense the golem onto the dispenser. The wind charge will push it up. That wind charge will push it over. And if I time them right, it should clear that block and bring it over the wall. I can't really make this higher up. But I can bring all of this down, can't I? I can bring all of that down, huh? That'll help. How am I doing for time here? Actually, I forgot I started the stream at 4:30, so I completely missed the ad window. The ad break. We'll take an ad break in a few minutes, so we'll do one at 6, and then we'll run the last half hour of the stream. So I'm thinking something like this. You know, I'm thinking dual firing ones would be really funny, but I don't know. We might not have enough room for that. So something like this. So this has to fire first, that second, and then that third. I think it can be done. I'm just trying to think of how to bust this over. Because I'm thinking something like, let's get an observer. Yeah, let's get an observer. See if we have the room for this. And I'm thinking... we might be able to get quite a bit of mileage out of the old observers here. We might be able to get quite a bit of mileage. Let's get a target block. You know, shoehorning this stuff in here is always difficult. The good thing is we still have quite a bit of room over here too. And we do got to be conscious of this. We do have to replace these slabs after. Or dispenser. You could use pistons. Nope. Yeah, note blocks is the famous one, right? A note block, that's the most famous one. Bells. Oh my God, please no. Yeah, the copper bulb. Okay, all right. Oh, you know, we did have the copper bulb in very close proximity to that. And shelves to update the piston. Huh. I'm trying to think of the layout here, right? Like top to bottom. So I'm thinking if I run something across the top here. But I can't because I have to leave this open so they can fly through. So jamming the redstone into here is going to be tough. What I might do is, when I get to this point here, this usually tells me to run stuff under. I was using a piston to test since it's easier to see if it's stuck. Yeah. I'm going to sit up here. Yeah, usually when I'm trying to run tracks and redstone lines and circuits, and it tells me, go down below, Thunder. And then you can have like vertical stuff coming up. Vertical, 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 vertical. Like these are both wind charges. So you can run these on the same circuit, really. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. If this is a top slab, and it is, I should be able to place the rails on this. So I'm wondering if I run powered rails. And the good thing about powered rails is they're insulated. Now we have a few different choices here. We could do this kind of a thing. Run some circuitry across there. We probably want to have a repeater on each one of these to adjust the timing, which would mean pulling them out further away by one block. I swear, some of the most challenging stuff with this redstone stuff here is just getting the stuff to fit. Especially in an application like this where it's so tight. And the original prototype for Baby Zombie Rush had the walls only 3 blocks thick and the track 3 blocks thick. I actually expanded it for, out a block. I think it's something like that. All that to power these two. But I'm thinking can I pull a circuit off this way to grab these? That will redirect that around that corner. Yeah, you can use the pistons for that, the observers. Then we could do a similar thing here. But I think I have this a little bit backwards. I don't think I need 2 repeaters here. Because I need to figure out a way to guarantee that these will fire when I want them to fire. I think I just put 2 there just because I had this up over here. Fuck. There we go. And now this one would have to... Okay, all right. That is the sound of success. Calm down, calm down. I'm wondering if I can use, well, see, if I use a target block here, then I can't adjust the timing. I need this to fire first, and then that to fire second. The other thing is we could raise the track up so this reads first and then sends the signal down to read that. We do have room to do that. Calm down, calm down. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. How am I doing for time here? I need to take an ad break. This is actually going to be a pretty sophisticated little thing here when it's done. If I do this, though, I can't put anything under it. Sort of. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do, though. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I've got an idea. I know, somebody grab the fire extinguisher. This reads the one ahead. That reads one there and moves it over there. I think we can do it. But we'll take care of this after the break. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads, after which I will be right back. Hey there, and we're back. All right. Had to go tend to Mrs. Thunderhand there. She's home from work early, so that's cool. Make sure she gets her dinner. All right. So now we have this one rail running across here. And then the idea is to try to pull some observers from a few different locations. Now, I think the double pulse isn't going to affect this. So let's try this first. The cool thing is, see, I can read the track right here with that observer, and then I can read that observer with this observer, and then I can do this. That's the idea. We can sort of trigger it from out here, right? Okay, let's try that again. Uh-oh. Please kill all of them. Thank you. Wow, look at all the snow. So the double pulse is a bit of a problem. I'm thinking the dispenser might power the rail, right? Is that what's happening? I'm thinking that might be the case. Let's see what happens. Yep. Okay, so that's not a good thing. So that's why we were getting the close the loop. That's why we were getting that. The dispenser, so this powers the dispenser, but when the dispenser powers, it fires a rail. It powers a rail again, which then this sees, and you get the loop. So that's going to happen here too. So I don't think we can run a rail alongside these dispensers like this. Which again is leading me to think we're going to have to power it from below. Yeah, this is a pretty cramped space. I was really hoping the rails would help us out here, but I wasn't counting on the dispensers powering them adjacently like that. That's gonna be a problem. So again, horizontal might not work. We might have to think. So what I'm thinking of here is maybe we have a tower, right? And as a signal is pushed up through here, we get this timed. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. I'm just thinking I can start. Please. So what I can do is have the piston down below, just fire this up and down, and this will see it, send out a signal. And then I'm thinking on just stacking the signal up. And then just pulling off of this as we need it, like this will run out to this one. We won't have one there. This might run out to this one. Wow, the quasi-connectivity with the dispensers. That I was not expecting. So guess what, folks? Learned something new there. So we can have that. We can have this one on an even greater delay like that. But then there's a matter of powering this one. This is going to be hard. This is going to be difficult to power. I see what's going on here now. Okay. See, I also want to have a repeater on that, which means I'm going to need yeah, I think I'm going to have to move the tower back by one. Well, that works. This is kind of good because it gives us a longer delay to put on these. And a longer delay to put on those. Okay, okay. So that can go there. This will come up from here. And let's see, this will have 2. This can also have 2. Right, that'll read that. And we could do the same thing with this here, although this is a little tight. Well, you know, the good thing about this too is this doesn't have to be here. It could be 1 block up, which might be okay. Good. Good. Okay. So then I'm thinking, so I can at least have 1 there, right? I can read that there, put that on one click like that. Because see, this is an outer wall, so we're in the maze here. The player can't really see that. We'll have that little bit of light, but we'll cover that up. So we can open all of this up just to make it that much easier to work on. We'll patch things up after we're done working here. Okay, and here's the main block that's going to read everything right here. When this shoots up and down, it should do so, and so this will see that block update. And you know what's even cooler about that is since this is behind the wall, we shouldn't be able to see anything here. So we may be able to just run it straight down through, like we were thinking the last time. All right, so we were thinking something like this. And so, see, that looks just like any other part of the maze, right? And there's no indication that any of this stuff is here. So that's good. So we could transfer this signal up. I wonder if snow over the dispensers will affect the golem spawn or the wind charge coming up through. I think I should try that. I should test that right now. I mean, I think it's working. One way to find out. Or maybe not. Stand in the middle. Ah, okay, this is a problem. This is a problem, but might also be a solution. If I remember correctly how these launchers work, you don't have them firing straight up from the bottom. That's not how they do their thing. They do their thing like this. Now you can have two on either side, which is good news. But this simplifies things a lot. This, you could have one row where it dispenses the iron golems and snow golems, and then these dispense the wind charges. So tick one, tick two, boom, and launches them straight up. And then when they get in the air, you have the other ones that blow them over. But wow, that is a mighty tight space in which to put the stuff in a way that it doesn't show. That is going to be tough. So some parts of this got simpler and some parts got more difficult. I have about 5 more minutes left of the stream. So I'll put on one more track. I was looking for a specific track in here. There was a cool track. I think it's this one. Yeah. Conquerors from Space by Jerry Lacy. This is a good one. This is going to be hard to do. But I think we can do it. We're going to have to reassign some stuff. These are fine where they are, I think. Okay, that looks like it's the limit. I think that has to happen. And then we need some pressure plates. We can use just the good old stone. Now, is this going to be enough to trigger these? Yep. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. So I'm thinking we get up to here, and then these will just, as these are passing, if we can time it right, we'll give them just enough clearance to get over that wall. Because we can't put these any higher. We can't even put them one block higher because then the player will be able to see them, and that's not cool. I think if you put a block there, see what I mean? The player can see it up there. That's not good. So hopefully they'll shoot up past this, and this will hit just at the right time to bring them over, and it won't just smash them into the wall. But now, see, we need the dispensers, and the dispensers, I think I might be able to get away with just doing that. Now, I know I have these firing under this, but it may be enough. See, still kind of works. What if we don't need these? And just two across from each other like that is enough. Yep. Okay, so that's enough of that, which means it works too good. Maybe the golem dispensers can be down here. And maybe these can be activated all at the same time. Oh, let's do this. Let's clear out the inventory. We're getting a little clogged in here. I just want to try this one part of this component out, and then we'll wrap up the stream. Now, why would it shoot them out that way? This way. Oh, over here. So is it an order of them firing? Place. You know, I wonder, because, I mean, these could be firing like a millisecond apart. Sorry, dudes. So I'm thinking something like this, right? Maybe we just confine them to a space. Calm down. Let me do my thing. Running out of time here. Yeah, it doesn't transmit straight through. Oh, but we do need that, right? Oh, this is easy. I think if I do this, right? Then, let's see. All right, what I'm trying to get at is this. Well, I mean, I suppose if I just did that, right? That would be enough to stop them from getting flung sideways, maybe, right? Oh my God. So if they come straight down, they hit the pressure plate, and the pressure plate will then activate the spawner. That's funny. I think that's easy enough to fix. Thunder, please. Please. I've created a monster, literally. Stop. All right. All right. Please. Wow, that was so much harder. What was the hardest part of the stream? Snow Golem's having fun. Oh, look, it's Baby T. Now you're thinking with portals. All right. I should end the stream here. I mean, I don't mind going over a little bit, but one thing that is definitely going to happen, though, is those are going to have to come up to here. Absolutely. Absolutely. That way the pressure plates won't activate these. I don't know if the signal's going to carry through to both of these. Let's empty one, and that way we'll see if the other one fires. Welcome on in, Shut. Yep. Okay, so it fires through. Okay, and then it's just a matter of now rigging these ones up here to fire so it blows them over. And then I think we're good. Then it'll be connecting the triggering mechanism, which is down here. And then it'll be a command block cycle that'll go through and just send a continual pulse down. It may be even just a block, just a clock without a cycle, without a command block. Now, see, this is the process that I like here. Because look at how simpler this became from what we actually started with. So much simpler than what we started with, right? It's the process. I love the process of doing this. Now, instead of having this trigger here, what we'll have is we'll have an observer observing probably a rail track coming down here. So when the button presses that, it'll activate the rail track, send a signal up through here. An observer will read it and then send power out to this and hit it. There'll probably be, like I said, a countdown clock here. It's probably going to be a comparator clock that will run off of that. And it'll just send a pulse, a pulse, a pulse, a pulse, a pulse down through, and then it'll snow golems, so send them up over the wall. They'll all land in the alley here and hopefully help us fight the baby zombies. Sounds smart. Sounds smart. Let's see if we can pull it off. But I think that's all we're going to do today. Let us do this. Let's update this. Okay, this is 26, right? And we have decided Snow Golem support. And let me see, that's 26. So we go over to here. 26 it is. Ugh, please. I know how to spell golem. Jeez. Good. Okay. There it is. Oh my God, I could never type. I can spell just fine. That's why they're called typos and not spellos. I can spell, it's just my hands won't let me type it. There it is. I like the progress we made today. However, Mrs. Thunderhand has come home early. So now I would like to engage in some Thunderhand support. Make sure she has her dinner and stuff. And then I'm off to go fetch Kachi for a little bit. And I got to stop in. I got to pay Nebs a visit on Discord for a little bit. Okay, everybody, I am not going to raid out today. I have things to do. And I just want to thank everybody for showing up today. That was, it was a fun little stream. It was frustrating at times, but it was fun. Thanks for the stream. Anytime, JMO. And thank you for dropping by, man. Super cool. Just remember that we do this stream every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's usually a Kachi time stream, but if Kachi doesn't feel like streaming, then I'll stream Generations or Buffooncraft or something. Our next stream will be Wednesday. That'll be from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That'll be Generations. And since we did Baby Zombie Rush today, we'll probably do the Gen 5 Survival World on Wednesday. And then on Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that will be the Buffooncraft SMP Season 6 stream. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening, your morning, your afternoon, wherever you happen to be. And we'll see you all next time. Bye for now.